22, Carter Paris. Number 25, Sean Reganey. And number 34, Nick Deal. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you would look to the home dugout, we would like to recognize our 2020 graduates who unfortunately were not able to play their season last year, but we would like to recognize them. First senior, Mitch Ballant. Next graduate, Jake Edelman. Next, Nate Lewis. Next up, Justin Oates. Ethan Sorosi. Louis Sharp. Our last 2020 graduate, Andrew Tucker. One more round of applause for our 2020 graduates. At this time, we would like to announce our seniors and family members. First up, number 1, Corey Byrne, just from by parents Jen and Sean Burns. Corey will be attending Ursinus College to play baseball in the fall. His favorite memory at Kennett will be sharing the varsity field with his brother Matt. His advice for future players: your work ethic determines your success and is far more important than natural abilities. Corey would like to give a shout out to his parents for pushing him to work hard and their unwavering support. Corey Burns. Our next senior this evening, number 11, Thomas Edmonds, escorted by parents Mary and Chris Edmonds. In the fall, Thomas will be attending the College of Charleston to study business administration. His favorite baseball memory at KHS is hitting a double in his first varsity at-bat. His advice to younger players is work hard in practice and have fun playing the game. He would like to give a shout out to all his teachers and coaches during his days at Kennett. Thomas Edmonds. Next up, number 3, Marcus Kinney, escorted by Mom Susan Bernini. Marcus will be attending Goldie Beacon College in the fall. Favorite baseball memory at KHS was when he pitched his first varsity game and did not give up any runs. He would like to give a shout out to his coaches, Mr. Olakowski and Mr. Henry, for a fun senior season. Marcus Kinney. Next up, number 7, Tim Kratz, escorted by parents Lisa and Bob Kratz. Tim is headed to Westchester University this fall, where he will work to complete his dream of becoming a high school social studies teacher. Favorite memory of baseball is that he was able to play here senior year and for the opportunity to step up and make an impact on the team. Future advice is to always give 100% when you play. If you make a mistake, let it go and work to better yourself. I'd like to give a shout out to his family and coaches for their support. Tim Kratz. Next up, Joe McMillan, escorted by Mom, Dad, brother John, and sister Jordan. Joey will be attending the University of Pittsburgh in the fall for computer engineering. Favorite baseball memory is Coach Oley letting him pitch. Joey's advice to younger players is gap to gap. Joey McMillan. Next senior, number 4, Nick Patterson, escorted by parents Kate and Matt Patterson.
Test. Test. We are in enemy territory tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here just off the road from Kennett High School, the Unionville Longhorns are getting ready to take on the Kennett Blue Demons. Here on this Friday night, it is senior night for Kennett. Hopefully the Longhorns can spoil that this evening. Alex Harkins on today's broadcast. I'll be joined by Nick Evans. We expect to see Will Cunningham shortly.
Sooner rather than later, yeah.
Well, Nick, the Longhorns have been so hot as of late. They've won 6 of their last 7. What has been the key to the recent success?
Yeah, they're playing well, and I think it's been their pitching. Carter Parisi, a junior, has really stepped into a prominent role in the starting lineup. He's been fantastic in his last couple starts. Obviously, Sean Matson was dominant against Westchester East. So that's what I think it's been. They're just going to have to keep that going today to get a big win against rival Kennett.
With Jack Rigney, the usual leadoff man, will get things started for the Longhorns. The starting center fielder will face Tim Kratz, who faced Unionville in the first game that the Kennett Blue Demons lost 9-3. The first pitch of the game is inside. Ball one. Rigney, the Chestmont leader in steals and hitting well above 400 this season. The next pitch is in there for a strike as Kratz finds the zone. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and Kratz has certainly been a big piece of this Kennett program for a while. The senior, he was recognized tonight for Kennett Senior Night. So they're certainly going to need him to come through tonight.
That one found the edge. 1-2 on Rigney. And the pitch from Kratz. Line drive left field, but right at the left fielder for Kennett. And that's out number 1. Hit it right on the barrel. But that will get things started here at Kennett. 1 down here for the Longhorns. And Sean Matson will step into the left-handed batter's box with the bases empty and 1 out. First pitch skips in there, ball 1. And that one got a piece of Matson, they're going to say, so he'll be pointed towards first. So a hit by pitch there. And the Longhorns with a 1-out base runner here for Stevie Thomas.
Yeah, Stevie had a rougher day against Westchester East. He had 3 strikeouts. Certainly looking for a better day from him offensively in this one.
Check over on Matson before the pitch. Now the first one to Thomas. There goes Matson. Pitch in the dirt. And there won't be a throw. You can hear J.J. Williams behind us getting the bench going as Matson steals the base. Runner in scoring position now for Unionville.
Leader of the bench mob, J.J. Williams.
Indeed so. That one's below the knees. Ball 1 to Stevie. Kratz trying to find the zone here. 2-0, line drive left field, and misplayed by the left fielder. That will go all the way to the fence. Matson is going to come around to score. Stevie in the second with an RBI double, and the Longhorns take a 1-0 lead over Kennett.
Yeah, bad route to that ball by the right fielder. Stevie makes him pay, pulling into second. Del Calo is going to courtesy run for him. Way to jump on top, Unionville.
Way to get things started, Stevie Thomas with his 16th RBI on the year. That ties Matson for the most on the team. Now Ben Batcho-Larry steps in as the cleanup man, swinging at a missed strike 1. Chased one out of the zone that time. Ben in the starting lineup today after Nick Deal got some playing time in the last one. Del Calo gets his lead, and that one's upstairs. 1-1. That one chopped foul. 1-2. received a loss earlier in the year against the Longhorns. Unionville jumping on them early in this one. The 1-2 coming to Bachelari. That one's in the dirt, gets by the catcher. No advance for Del Calo. Pretty short backstop.
Really short backstop, yeah. That certainly would have been a base advance for Drew, but not much room back here.
Well, at home, that one certainly gives Drew a chance to get to third base, but he remains at second here. The count is even at 2. On Bachelari. Ground ball, left side, gobbled up by the shortstop, throw to first, and a nice play all around there by the Kennett infield. The slide by the shortstop, the stretch by the first baseman, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that kid is, but that's why he plays shortstop. that was a smooth play over there for out number 2.
Nice play over to his right, and then to make a strong throw. Now Scott Hansen with 2 outs. Del Calo up to third now, as the Longhorns look to get more than just the one. That one popped up foul and out of play. Oh, 0-1 to Hansen. Right field, hit pretty well, but right at the right fielder for Kennett to end the inning. But the Longhorns get one and lead it 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first, where Kennett will come to bat.
Should I go behind you, or should I just move over next to Alex? I don't know. Might be best if I just move over here. Thank you. Just go right here. Yeah, I'll probably keep this back. There we go. I'll just try to tuck in.
Back here at Kennett High School, 1-0 Longhorns as we pick it up here in the bottom of the first. David Lillis will lead it off for Kennett. Stevie Thomas on the hill for the Longhorns. He'll be pitching to Matt McCluskey, who gets a start at catcher today. Last time we saw Stevie on the mound, it was a save against Downingtown West, but his first start in a little while. First one from him is low, ball 1.
Yeah, Stevie has good stuff. He's certainly a guy that you can trust on the mound. He's going to give up base runners, but senior experience, he's a guy that you can trust out there.
That one fouled back by Lillis, 1-1. And we're seeing it early. Lots of velocity from the Unionville right-hander this evening rather. First night game as the lights have come on here. 1-1. That's down low, ball 2. Lillis a couple of close takes for balls. And he gets up in the count here. Next one upstairs. 3-1 on Lillis. the zone here. 3-1. Foul back by Lewis. Runs the count full.
Watching Stevie here, I mean, despite some recent inconsistencies, obviously he's stuck to the heat. That's his go-to pitch. That's his strong suit. He's just going to keep rolling with it.
That one in the dirt, but Lewis chases. McCluskey applies the tag for out number 1 in Stevie Thomas's return to the mound, at least from a starting perspective. So now Corey Burns will step in for Kennett. Burns hits with the bases empty and 1 out. After the early strikeout, the first pitch is in there for a strike. Breaking ball from Thomas, 0-1.
Yeah, good to see Stevie out there smiling, having fun. That's what it's about. It's a rivalry game.
That one in the dirt, 1-1. These two, of course, arch rivals. A local rivalry, Kennett and Unionville. So again, Longhorns took the bragging rights after the first one. They won it 9-3 in their home field. Burns hits one pretty well into left field. Sean Regany started back, then comes in for out number 2 as he makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Kennett. And Nick Patterson will step in with the bases empty and 2 gone. First pitch from Thomas, just a little bit upstairs. 1-0. Upstairs as well.
Patterson's proved to be a strong threat this season. He's hitting .388, on-base percentage of .455. He's got 15 RBIs this season.
Well, that's why he's in the 3-hole. 2-0 on him. That one fouled back at the screen. 2-1. 2-1. Off the glove of McCluskey. 3-1. As that one was outside. One pitch, swing and a miss from Patterson. And another full count for Thomas here in the first. Looking to end the first inning. That one skips in, and he won't do it on that pitch. It's a walk for Nick Patterson with 2 outs. And here is number 11, Thomas Edmonds. He'll hit with a runner on and 2 down for the Blue Demons. So Stevie will work for the first time with the runner on. First pitch swing and a miss, strike 1. Patterson gets his lead. Thomas the check over. But he's back there safely on a dive. The 0-1 coming to Edmonds. Foul back. 0-2 on the Kennett cleanup hitter. Runner takes off. Edmonds out in front. Fouled that one off the umpire. Says he was all right. Remains 0-2.
Yeah, it's not what you want if you're Kennett. Runner would have been safe at second for sure.
Patterson got a good jump. Matt McCluskey again is the catcher today for Unionville. We usually see Stevie or Sean Regany in that spot. So we'll see if they test him. Again here on another 0-2. Runner does not take off. Pitch is fouled at the plate, and they're going to say McCluskey picked it.
Matt tried to fool the umpire, picked up the ball as it slightly hit off the ground to make it pretend he caught that tip, but the umpire wasn't having any of that. He saw the ball hit the ground there. And of course the Unionville dugout got a bit of a kick out of that one.
Was not a bad attempt at all there by McCluskey. 0-2 coming. Patterson takes off again. Won't matter. Edmonds strikes out swing. Stevie Thomas with a pair here in the first inning. It remains 1-0 Longhorns. We head to the second. Back at Kennett High School, 1-0 Longhorns. We begin the second inning. The second baseman, Tiernan Daly, will step in for Unionville.
Daly was on a bit of a cold streak before the past couple of games where he read some solid contact. Of course, his ability to draw walks has not dropped off at all since said streak.
He fouls that one off to begin the at-bat against Kratz. Kratz allowed one run in the first on the RBI double by Stevie Thomas.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he pitched against us last time, right?
Yes, he
last
did.
time we faced.
And he did lose as well. Tiernan swings and misses that one, 0-2.
Daly, though, has had a bit of a tendency to go after those low sinking type of pitches. It's been a bit of a curse for him over the past couple of games.
That one popped up. That will go foul. Remains 0-2 on Daly. Another 0-2 from Kratz. Another one fouled off by Tiernan. So Daly continues the fight here, 0-2. It remains on the second baseman for the Longhorns.
And I'll bet you Kratz right here, he's going to try something a little off speed. He's been throwing a couple of fastballs lately. Daly's been fighting those off. My guess is he's going to go for some kind of curveball, and Daly may decide to take it.
We'll see. It is a breaking ball. Tiernan puts it into center field, shallowly hit, and that's out number one. So it was a breaking ball, Will. Tiernan didn't quite square that one up enough to get that past anybody. Out number one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough pitch. Obviously, you know, with curves in that kind of direction with like that little up, down, left, right kind of scheme, it's hard not to get too far underneath that. And Daly obviously, he's got some pop in his bat, but just got a little too far underneath that one.
That makes way for Sean Regany, who takes a strike. 0-1 to the starting left fielder today for Unionville. And that one sails above his head, 1-1. one coming to the sophomore, bounces in there, 2-1. Regane has been a guy who Unionville has moved throughout the lineup on numerous occasions. Now he's in, I believe that's the 7th slot. So, that one's upstairs. And it's interesting seeing him in all these locations, all these different spots in the lineup. But him still having that same ability. It's something Coach Vallis could tell he really appreciates from his young players. Regane obviously just the ability to make pure ground contact. Obviously something you can never have too much of these days. There's a grounder. Larkin at third. Throw to first. Not in time. Regane legs out the infield hit. Great effort over there at third. But it won't matter. It's a one-out base runner on the infield single by Sean Regane.
Yeah, Sean hit it to his best friend, and I'm sure he's happy he beat out Mac Larkin there.
Gone by half a step. Credit to the third baseman. That was a heck of a throw.
That was a nice play.
Momentum heading towards the foul side of the left side. And then he just gathers his balance and throws a laser to first. Regane, though, just was able to beat it out. Now one out base runner for Matt McCluskey. First to check over on Shawnee at first. He's safe. McCluskey getting the start today behind home plate as the catcher. And another throw over on Sean. McCluskey has gotten a lot of action this season. This is just his second game in the lineup. Showed some good contact against Haverford, but wasn't able to get a hit. That one is out of the zone. Ball one to McCluskey. Once again, a throw over on Sean Regane. Clearly concerned with him over there at first. There goes Regane, pitch upstairs, throw to second is way high and into center field. A stolen base for Sean Regane. Puts a runner in scoring position with one out from McCluskey. Good to see Regane take a base there. Obviously, he's had some base running issues over the past few games. Seemed very decisive and just was able to take off for second there. Using his legs to get something done. Good to see him just take another base now. Now runner in scoring position. 2-0, that one off hit McCluskey, goes behind his head. 3-0. And then the ball gets away from Kratz for the moment. No advance for Regane. You can hear the Unionville dugout just to my right. Obviously very pumped for McCluskey. They know his potential, and while he doesn't have a hit in the regular season yet, he did have a double in a preseason game against Radnor. Obviously the pop is there in McCluskey's bat. He's just got to be able to unleash it. He's got a 3-0 count here. Taking all the way, and he takes a strike, 3-1. It's a smart take. It's a routine take. Yes, that pitch was up the middle, but that's a routine take. You'll never know if the pitch is going to try to fool you with another outside pitch and make you lose your momentum. Swing and a miss there by McCluskey. Now 3-2 as Kratz fights back here. But now that he is at 2 strikes, now McCluskey's got to be careful. He had a high point. He had an advantage. Now that's gone. He's really got to play it safe. He's got to be really careful what Kratz has got to throw next. A step off from Kratz. Full count coming to McCluskey. The payoff. Got him swinging in the dirt. Throw to first. That sails into almost right field. Good backup from the second baseman. McCluskey will be safe despite the strikeout, as Regane will also get to third on the error from the catcher to put runners on the corners. That's the second straight high throw we've seen from the catcher. The throw to second on the steal on Regane's steal was high, and then this was I'd say a solid 10 feet over the first baseman's head. I don't know what the heck happened with his arm. Maybe just a poor release timing, or he wasn't looking where he was throwing. But my goodness, not exactly the most accurate arm back there.
Yeah, certainly a nice job there by the second baseman, number 5, to back up the throw. That would have been into the outfield, and Matt probably would have got to second, but he was there to back it up.
Number 5 is Matt Lee. So great play by him to at least keep runners on the corners. So we have a mound visit here. Kratz has already allowed 1. Yet to give up a run here in the second, though, but Unionville is threatening. They have runners on the corners. Reaganey on third. Levi Brawley takes over at first as the courtesy runner for McCluskey here in the top of the second. Though I feel confident about Unionville's chances right here. Grant Hyman's up. And if there's one thing he's been good at, it's getting balls through those gaps in the infield, getting that nice, clean, soft round ball contact. I've been saying all the time, but this is something that we're missing far too often in sports, and Hyman's one of the few guys that excels in this kind of contact. Obviously, just to hit past the gaps into the outfield is enough to score Reganet. Maybe put Brawley at third, depending on where the ball is hit. Another point there, Will, is Grant's not a guy you can really turn a double play on with his legs. Check over on Brawley. He's safe. Grant Hyman in the 9-hole this evening. But don't let that fool you. One of the best contact hitters on this team. And the first pitch to him, we'll still have to wait. It's another throw over on Brawley. A lot of pickoff attempts here from Kratz. Kratz definitely cautious about a runner on first. He doesn't want Brawley to steal second and take away the play of a double play. He wants to get out of this inning now, and he wants to get out of it as soon as possible. Yet another throw over. Kennett has the middle infielders playing back. Make sure nothing gets past them. First pitch to Hyman finally, and that's a strike. 0-1. You can see the catcher was conflicted there. He was about to throw back. Brawley was well off the first base bag, but he knows that a bad throw, Reganet scores easily. Even on a good throw, he's going to start coming, and that's going to create some stress. So obviously he just did a good thing. Kept the ball in his hand, let the runners go back to their bases. Nothing happens. Another check over on Brawley, who did not take off on that last pitch. Still on first. 0-1 on Hyman, and now a step ball. So Grant's been waiting there a little bit. Only seen one pitch. And now the second one coming. That one's up into center field. Play is made out there in center. Here comes Reganet to the plate on the tag. He scores standing. And the Longhorns played their second run. It's 2-0. So a sacrifice fly there for Grant Hyman, and the job done.
Get him on, get him over, get him in. That's just perfect offensive execution by Unionville to get up 2-0.
Now top of the order, Jack Reganet, who lined out to left field in his first at-bat, steps in with a runner on first. That's still Brawley. And now 2 outs. Another throw over.
You can see the third baseman playing close to the infield grass, wondering to see if Reganet will hit something shallow to the third base side.
Throw over, and Brawley's back with a dive. That time the catcher trying to pick him off.
Interesting, no tag attempt from the first baseman. I thought he tried to move his glove back. The throw was pretty quick. And Brawley was way off the bag at first.
Swing and a miss by Reganet. There's a strike. 1-1. And another throw over. Well, I don't know if we have a number, but that's at least the 6th or 7th time they've looked over at Brawley. Time called there.
Catcher just cleaning up his goggles. Gets using his positive energy, putting a smile on the faces around him. The umpire, Reganet, and of course the rest of us.
Setting up high. Reganet pops it up. First base side. And the catch is made in foul territory to end the inning by the first baseman. So Unionville leaves one. And hold on here. Just a little bit of confusion whether the ball was in play or not. They're going to say it's in play. And a catch for out number 3. Unionville gets a run. the second to make it 2-0 Longhorns. We head to the bottom of the second. Testing. 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 Like this? Testing. Bottom 2. Here at Kennett High School, Stevie Thomas back on the hill for the Longhorns now with a 2-0 lead. And the first pitch to Marcus Kinney is grounded out to second. Tiernan Daly over there to make the play. One pitch, one out for Unionville. And here's number 18, Bailey Schindler. One out, nobody on for Schindler. First pitch from Thomas. Ground ball. Shortstop side. Gobbling up his Hansen. Throw to first in time. So 2 quick outs for Stevie Thomas to start the second inning. Hansen kind of just shrugging off the notion. He did cut in front of Matson for that ball. Obviously showing some hustle over there at third. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. Here's Matt Lee with the base empty and 2 down. First pitch upstairs. Ball 1. To Lee in the dirt. 2-0. And that one's inside. So 3-0 on Lee. Three balls, no strikes, and Thomas finds his own there. 3-1.
Let's go, fight back, baby! Fight back, baby!
And that's outside, ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk to Lee, and a 2-out base runner for Kennett. So here's number 9, Logan Sorosi. And that one's down low for ball 1. We did get notified by the coach that he is coming in for an injury.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of underclassmen on this Kennett squad. Sorosi's a sophomore.
Ground ball to third. Eats up Hansen. And nobody's going to have a play. Tough one for Scott there on a tricky hop.
Hey, Stevie, you got 2, baby! You got 2,
So now 2 base runners with 2 down for Kennett, for Larkin.
We'll say that is a rare mistake over at third by Hansen. Usually very smooth and sound with his glove. Not making a lot of errors out in the outfield. Although that was one of the few times where a ball got away from him.
So Mac Larkin, the third baseman, steps in. First pitch strike from Thomas, 0-1. Lee on second. Sorosi on first, 0-1. Ball strike 2. Outside corner from Thomas. 0-2 quickly here, and the pitch from Thomas way inside. Now that is what I call a wild pitch. If it weren't for that wall being probably like only 10 feet from the plate, the runners would have easily moved up. I mean, that was crazy. We'll try again. That time he got him swinging in the dirt for strike 3. McCluskey to throw to first in time to end the inning. So, 2 ground outs and a strikeout for Thomas in the inning. No hits, 1 walk, 2 left, and Kennett does not score. It remains 2-0 Longhorns. Top 3 here at Kennett High School. Tim Kratz getting set to go back to work. So far he's gone 2 innings, allowing 2. His Longhorns lead it 2-0. Sean Matson, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, steps in. He also scored a run. And the first pitch to him. Up and away, ball 1. 1-0 coming. Matson takes a strike. Off speed there. 1-1.
You can tell Matson's pace just by taking those 2 pitches. He's waiting for his pitch here.
Didn't like that one either. Ball 2.
Yeah, cars, I'd say, are certainly in play here with Sean on the left side today.
Next one coming outside, so Kratz has missed on the outer part a couple of times here. 3-1 on the Unionville shortstop. And a good hitter's count for a dangerous hitter in Matson. The pitch from Kratz. Outside, ball 4. So doesn't need to swing the bat to draw a walk. And that puts a leadoff runner on for Unionville for Stevie Thomas, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double.
I'd say this is a praiseworthy thing from Sean Matson, even though it may not look like much. Just taking those pitches that aren't in the zone, those get you runners on base. And when you have runners on base, you can do dangerous things, especially with a man like Stevie up at the plate.
I'm sure Kennett knows about his hitting abilities, maybe just pitching him a little careful. Throw over on him there by Kratz. He's back there standing. Thomas lined one to left field. That found the wall in his first at-bat. Matson takes off. Pitch is high. Throw down to second. Once again is high by the Kennett catcher. So a stolen base for Matson puts a runner in scoring position again for Stevie Thomas.
That's stolen base number 17 on the season for Matson. That's second on the team, only to Jack Reganet. Last time I checked, that's also second in the entire Chestnut.
Unionville definitely has some base runners that can fly. The 1-0 coming to Thomas. That's a strike from Kratz. Found the inside corner. 1-1.
Nice frame there by the Kennett catcher.
side. Thomas has to duck. 2-1 to Stevie.
Yeah, Kratz on the mound said that's my bad. Certainly nothing going on here after Stevie went up and in on Larkin in the last inning. Rivalry, but no tension.
Big swing and a miss there from Thomas. 2-2. Coming, a rip to the right side, and a base hit for Thomas. Matson will pump the brakes on at third. So a base hit for Thomas puts runners on the corners with nobody out for Ben Baccelleri, and here comes Del Calo to courtesy run for Stevie.
Can't ask for much more from Stevie there. Beautiful piece of hitting. Got a nice piece of that ball right over to the right side. Obviously, the right field wall quite shallow. If you can't tell. And obviously, I think in another field where the right field wall would be deeper, that's an RBI.
Well, now runners on the corners for Ben Baccelleri, who struck out in his first at-bat. Great chance to plate one here. There's a strike. Del Calo takes off late. Throw down is cut off by the shortstop, so Drew steals second base. Kennett was more concerned with Matson on that play. So now 2 on scoring position.
That's a smart move. You don't want your deficit to be increased any more than it already is. Give yourself the best chance possible of coming back.
Infield playing in. Baccelleri chops that one foul. Third base side. 0-2.
Now, I did mention an aspect about the shorter field. Obviously, besides the 400 distance to center, the distance between the corner fields walls are very, very short. So I bet you, if Ben gets a piece of this one, he could send it over the walls. We'll see how these prediction things work for Will. Haven't worked for me this year.
That one upstairs to Baccelleri. He takes the ball. 1-2. Chance to double Unionville's lead. Pitch from Kratz. Another one foul. Baccelleri stays alive. Still 1-2.
Yeah, just for the record, if Ben actually hits a home run in this game and Will turns out to be right, I'm going to be livid. Actually, I'm going to make the biggest gamble in my life. I'm going to call a shot right here. I said bat right here, I can feel it. Bat's just going to go deep here. This at bat or this pitch? This at bat or this pitch? I'm going to say this at bat. This pitch would be a little too much to gamble on. I'd probably have to give up probably my entire life savings on that one.
Well, you better hope and pray here. 1-2 coming to Baccelleri. Check swing. He holds up. So 2-2 now on Ben as he takes low.
Ben, you nearly cost me my life savings there. But a good hold up, nice and controlled. Has the ability to change whether he wants to commit to that pitch or not. That's going to help you out in a lot of circumstances.
2-2 now on Baccelleri. Ground ball, third base. Larkin makes the play, looks the runner back, throws to first in time for out number 1. So not quite a home run there, Will. It's a ground out, no run score. And now 1 out here for Hanson. Runner still on second and third.
Yeah, he just didn't get underneath that one. Obviously, it was a lower pitch, so you can't really get underneath that one. You just got to do what you can with 2 strikes. Yeah, you just hit it right to the third baseman. So that's a tough situation if you're Ben Baccelleri there. Not much else you can do besides that.
And a talk with Kratz here for the Kennett infield. Just to update you, it is 2-0 Unionville. They have runners on second and third with 1 out here in the top of the third inning.
Trying to calm down Kratz, I guess. I mean, yeah, he did just give 2 runners in scoring position, even though he did get a ground out just recently. I mean, obviously, this is a nerve-wracking situation for Kratz because he could risk giving up more runs right here, blowing this game a bit more open than it already is, making the situation for the offense a little tougher.
First pitch, Hanson to right, flares foul. So 0-1 on Scott.
Betcha Kratz just huge sigh of relief there. That could have been easily a 2-run single right there.
Especially with Matson's speed at third and Del Carlo's at second. 0-1 on the Unionville third baseman. Breaking ball. That's low. Catcher doesn't like the call. 1-1.
And I could see why that pitch was a little bit close. Did look like it was at the knees. But what can you do at this point? Just got to move on and keep pitching. Keep throwing to Scott right here.
That one inside and upstairs. 2-1.
Okay, Kratz, I didn't mean that literally. A little close to the shoulders there. That pitch was also a little inside.
Kratz has already hit one hitter today. Just clipped Matson in the first inning. 2-1 on Hansen. Fouled straight back, 2-2.
I like the idea here from Hansen, taking a nice hack at that pitch. He missed that pitch, only got a slight tip, but that's a good pitch to swing at if you're Hansen. You know, you got a pitch that's a bit high, but still in the middle of the plate. It's a nice spot to just let her rip. Obviously didn't have the bat location, however, so now he's got 2 strikes on him.
Well, this is a big pitch for Kratz, considering the situation. Hansen strikes out. So back-to-back outs for Kratz without Unionville pushing across a run. So now he is 1 away from getting out of this. It originally was 2 on in scoring position with nobody out. Now it's 2 on in scoring position with 2 outs for Tiernan Daly.
And you said that was the biggest pitch of the inning for Kratz. Well, he came through with a big pitch. Went to a bit of a sinker-style ball right there. And was able to fool Hansen there with a pitch that was just sinking 2 below the knees, and he just had him on an upward swing.
That first one to Daly was cut on and missed. Strike 1 to Tiernan. 0-1 inside. 1-1.
That was a 2-seam fastball right there. Not having the best control of that pitch today.
Next one to Daly. That's a strike. Tiernan doesn't like the call. It's 1-2 on him now. And believe it or not, Kratz is now 1 pitch away from getting out of this without allowing a run. 1-2. Outside. Good take from Tiernan. 2-2.
Yeah, you can tell Kratz is getting his confidence back. He's starting to attack Daly a little more. He was able to do it a little bit with Hansen in the last at-bat. But now he knows he's got Daly on the ropes here.
That's a ball inside. 3-2 as Tiernan runs the count full. There is a spot open at first.
Yeah, some may say now Daly has him on the ropes. Full count, 2 in scoring position. See what Tiernan can do.
3-2. Tiernan in the left. That will go foul. Gave it a ride, but couldn't keep it straight. And it remains 3-2.
And a couple of those types of hits against Oxford. I mean, he made good contact early on in the inning. He just missed it. Same thing happened here.
Who's coming from the car just beyond center field that has gone off.
This could go on for a while too.
We apologize for the beeping if you can hear it. That is a car. Meanwhile, the 3-2 to Daly, swing and a miss. Throw to first in time. So Unionville gets 2 on in scoring position with nobody out, but does not score. As Daly goes down swinging, it remains 2-0 Longhorns. We head to the bottom of the third. Bottom three here at Kennett High School. Stevie Thomas back to work with a 2-0 cushion. He'll face David Lillis, the leadoff hitter, so back to the top of the order here for Kennett. That one up and away for ball one.
Stevie doing a good job not letting too many of his pitches go wild, staying rather consistent, not straying too far from the zone today thus far.
Hit pretty well in the left field. Sean Regany over in foul territory, and what a catch by Sean Regany all the way over near the fans, deep in foul territory for out number one.
Now I see why they left Sean in left, despite the fact that Stevie was pitching. They really like his fielding skills out there, and it shows with that catch, hustling all the way near to the fans out there, down the third base line, running over with quick speed to make that sliding catch out there.
The athleticism was on display there from Regany, so one out here for Corey Burns.
Yeah, and Stevie's getting a lot of fly ball outs in this one so far as well.
That one's up and inside, ball one. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Took something off, and Burns wasn't ready for it. 1-1. Next one coming. Burns swings and misses at one in the dirt. 1-2.
Looking at a guy like Burns, there's an advantage and a disadvantage for Unionville here. The disadvantage being it's harder to fit a pitch in the zone, but Stevie's using the advantage, meaning Burns doesn't have as long length. He's not going to be able to reach as many pitches, and that's what Stevie's trying to utilize. As we saw, he went with 2 off-speed pitches out of the zone, trying to get Burns to chase, and he's chased on both of them. Not being able to make contact, maybe his reach has something to do with it, although I would say it's more because Stevie's just an excellent pitcher.
Absolutely. We'll see what he goes with here to finish off Burns. That one's upstairs. Won't do the job. 2-2. After him and McCluskey just about up on the mound.
Not a bad idea trying to fit a changeup in there, just a little late on the release.
2-2. Check swing. And he went. And McCluskey just has to apply the tag. Burns is already on his way to the dugout. So that's out number 2 on the strikeout.
That was a little sad of Burns. He didn't even try to run the first there. Yeah, a little confusion there. Did he make contact? But still, you got to run the first if you know that's a strikeout. You got to make some effort there.
Wasn't happy with that one. Nick Patterson stands in. Takes one outside. Next one coming. That ball's hit pretty well into center field. Regany going back, and Jack has it just in front of the wall in center field. A couple more flyouts for Stevie Thomas. No hits, no runs. We head to the 4th. It's 2-0 Longhorns. here at Kennett. Tim Kratz back to work. Sean Regany stands in.
That's my left fielder!
Sean made a nice play in the field last inning. Steps in here 1-for-1 with an infield hit. Bottom 3 set due up for the Longhorns. And the first pitch to Sean. Left field. Shallowly hit, and that's out number 1. So 1 pitch and a fly out there to get things started here in the 4th. And here's McCluskey.
Yeah, Sean just missed that one a little bit. Got a little under it, but just didn't quite hit it hard enough.
That's my quarterback! Lay me down, Matt. Believe it or not, he's the varsity.
Here's McCluskey, hearing it from his own bench here. All smiles, so that's ball 1 to McCluskey.
Can hear some of the Unionville players mentioning the fact that he is indeed the starting quarterback for the varsity football team, because you wouldn't imagine him also playing varsity baseball too.
Well, he is quite the athlete. 1-1 now.
And definitely from that QB arm, I saw in the pre-inning warm-ups, he has an arm back there behind the plate.
That one fouled back. Grant Hyman, nice catch over there off the screen. 2-1.
Let's go, Maddie! Let's go, Maddie! Give me one! Let's go, Maddie!
McCluskey struck out in his first at-bat, but reached on first on a throwing error. That one's upstairs. 3-1.
He's definitely going to have to throw something in the zone. This may be McCluskey's pitch.
Doesn't hit his spot. That's ball 4. McCluskey will walk, which means Brawley will run. Most likely here for McCluskey. There he is. And here's Grant Heinman. Well, Levi courtesy ran for McCluskey when he reached his last time, and Kratz was very concerned with him at first. And here we go again, an early check over on Brawley.
I mean, I would say that's in part due to the fact there being a runner on third, and he didn't want to take a double play away to get out of the inning quicker. But I mean, he is definitely showing the same check back mentality here as Brawley takes off.
He takes off. Throw was in plenty of time, but the shortstop dropped it right at the bag. That's Burns. Would have been an out, but it's a stolen base for Brawley.
Tough break for the catcher. The one accurate throw he does make, it's dropped. I mean, that was a good throw, straight, strong, and that was well in time. But obviously, Burns unable to handle that out there.
Couldn't get it on the hop. So now runner on second. And that one hit Grant. Grant is hit by the pitch. Second hit batter today for the Longhorns. And that puts runners on first and second with one out for the top of the order. Here's Jack Regany, and now a mound visit here for Kratz. Just getting a little bit wild here.
Of course, Jaime couldn't help but just showing off right there. Yeah, took it like a champ. He flexed to show that nothing could ever hurt this man. That was funny. The bench loved that. All right, so if anyone's listening to this broadcast, anyone who goes to Unionville, any grade whatsoever, don't vote for Greg Doherty for vice president for this upcoming election. He's trying to get himself in, and he's trying to run. He's an awful candidate, not qualified whatsoever. Please just do anything but vote for him. I beg you. Thank you. That is Nick Bevins, and he approves his message.
I don't think Greg'd be too happy with you right now if he could hear you.
Yeah, whatever with him.
Greg Doherty behind us.
What do you mean? He's just standing over there. He didn't hear a thing we said. He's just standing up peacefully behind us. We're all good. No need to worry.
Top 4 to update you 2-0 Longhorns. 1 out. Jack Regany up at the plate. And he takes a strike there. Heinman is at first. Brawley is on second as Unionville threatens here again to score. They had a great chance last inning but couldn't get it done against Tim Kratz. Next one coming in the dirt. Nice block back there. That's ball 1. coming to Regni. Launched into left center field.
Extras.
And that will drop. Here comes Brawley. He's going to score. Hyndman to third. And RBI double for the speedy center fielder, Jack Regni. It is 3-0 Unionville.
And that was just obvious right off the bat. He smoked that ball directly in the right spot. Scores a run. Another extra base hit. And now an opportunity for more with number 12 at the plate.
A little bit of shock the cutoff went to third. I mean, they got in front of that. They may have had a shot to get Regni at second. I'm not sure if they wanted to risk another run coming across. And of course, Regni's speed probably would have landed him there safely, but still very confusing for me. First pitch to Matson is grounded foul. Nearly hit Mr. Daly out there on the third base line, on the first base side, right by one of the entrances to the field. That bounced around a couple times. Close call there. Matson does not have an official at bat in this one. He's walked and was hit. 2 on in scoring position for him here. Ball 0-1 is upstairs, 1-1. See the infield is in too. Trying to play for some infield contact. Don't want anything else coming across. But of course, this is a powerful hitter. May go off their gloves here. That one outside. Ball 2. You can imagine they're just a little bit afraid to pitch to Matson in this spot. They have been avoiding him a little bit in his first 2 at-bats. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Pratt's got him out in front, 2-2. You've got great speed on both second and third. 2-2. On the Unionville shortstop is Kratz. Tries to once again pull out of a tough jam here. He's got 2 more outs again this inning. That's upstairs. 3-2.
Yeah, anything past the infield here you'd think would get 2 runs home. Hyman on third, Regni on second. Should suddenly turn into a 5-0 ball game if Matson can come through here.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's too much for Matson to accomplish here. Obviously, with the no pop he's had in his bat, he had a home run against Downingtown West, multiple extra base hits throughout the season. 16 RBIs to his credit, ripped to first, and that one eats up. The first baseman nearly took his glove off. 1 run scores. Here comes Regni to dive home safely. Matson into second. A 2-run single for the shortstop, Sean Matson. And there you go. You hit it hard in the infield, and they wouldn't be able to handle it. That one went right through the first baseman for a pair. I mean, that's just a tough play. I can't really blame that on the first baseman. That was hit hard. Absolute rocket off the bat. Of course, that's probably going to get through the glove, even if you did get the glove down, because it's just so hard. You can't really assert yourself. You can't really assert where that ball's going or how your glove's going to be able to handle the ball. And, of course, Kratz, he looks a bit disoriented and a little frustrated with himself there. Now he's given up 5 runs. Only 1 out. Not close to getting out of the inning. And, yeah, that's going to be it for him. Well, Tim Kratz will go 3 1/3 innings of work, allowing 5. So he departs. As Will said, runner on second with 1 out when we resume. Back here at Kennett High School to resume the top of the fourth inning. The Longhorns lead 5-0 over the Blue Demons. 1 out here with Stevie Thomas set to face the new pitcher for Kennett, Corey Burns. Burns will move from shortstop to the mound. Moving from third to short will be Mac Larkin. Bailey Schindler will come into play third. And then Tim Kratz, who gave up the 5 runs and started this one, will leave the game. So here's Stevie Thomas, the dangerous Stevie Thomas. 2 hits already and an RBI.
Yeah, Stevie, after his last at bat, after he hit a single the other way, went up to his dad and said, "I'm having so much fun." And, that's just what it's all about. He's certainly locked in right now. I expect more good things in this at bat.
Well, he takes low there, 1-0, as Burns fires down to begin his relief outing. Stevie, of course, having fun today, performing at the plate as well on the mound. That ball set well to right field. And it is going to get down right up near the fence. Matson will score easily, and Stevie Thomas is safe at third base. The ball's dropped by Schindler. Ladies and gentlemen, the man just hits triples, apparently. That's his 4th on the season, and in fact his 4th in the last couple of games to make it 6-0.
So something with him in the triple. I don't know why. There's something up with him in the triple. Like his ability to hit triples, absolutely astronomical. And obviously, in this case, it shows well. Beautiful contact all the way to the right side. Right fielder playing closer to the edge of the large wall, closer to center than the actual right field foul line, which is where that ball was hit to. Took a nice bounce, and of course, Thomas. He may be the catcher, but he can certainly fly around the base paths. And it shows with him getting to third for his 4th of the year.
Yeah, and any hit his batting average took against Westchester East, I think it's safe to say he's gotten those points back today.
Drew Delcalo takes over at third for Thomas. Bachelari up now, takes low from Burns. So Burns' first batter faced, nearly took him deep. That run will be charged to Kratz. There's a strike to Bachelari. One from Burns. There's a strike, 1-2. Will, how are we feeling about the home run this at bat?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to take my chances because I think I lost my left shoelace in that one. But no, I definitely see Ben ripping one out to the wall in this game. I mean, this is his field. This is his time.
Puts it down to first for out number 2. Coming home is Delcalo, and he is out at the plate. Tried the swim move, but a good tag by Patterson to end the inning. So a double play ends the 4th, but Unionville gets 4. They lead it 6-0. Just about 8 o'clock here at Kennett High School. the sun has set. The lights have come on here in our first night game. Thomas Edmonds will step in here to face Stevie Thomas as he begins his 4th inning of work, now with a 6-run cushion. Helping his own cause last inning with a triple. And we'll head out to the mound here to face Edmonds. The first pitch from Stevie. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Alex, you mentioned earlier he's having fun. You could see him break a smile on his face on that pitch. The dugout obviously giving him some cheers, him enjoying his stuff all day today. It's been so effective.
Edmonds popping that one up foul. 0-2. Well, that's what baseball is about, just having fun, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is America's pastime. I mean, if it's your pastime, you got to have some fun with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, someone put that in the Bible.
0-2 to Edmonds. Swing and a miss. Another one gone for Stevie Thomas on the mound. An early strikeout here in the 4th to get things started. Here is number 12, Ben Bullhouse, who I believe came in a part of that pitching change with all those defensive substitutions. Bullhouse, a lefty, and that one sails high, 1-0.
Gonna throw a wild pitch, throw it with nobody's on, and throw it in style, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, smile there from Stevie.
I mean, that's not a common wild pitch you'd see. Like, you'd see wild pitches on breaking balls that just hit the dirt and go straight. No, that was just a fastball that he just released a little awkwardly.
But good to see him laughing about it with McCluskey.
Yeah, he knows he's got a killer arm.
Bullhouse fouls it straight back, 1-1.
That's the thing about Stevie. He isn't afraid to deviate from the pitch that he knows suits him best. He's got a killer fastball. He's got great velocity. Of course, unlike other games, you see him expand a little more with the off-speed pitches today, going with some more curves this time around. But obviously sticking to his bread and butter, the fastball, the big velocity. The Aroldis Chapman, if I dare say.
But from the right-handed side, right, that one was a fastball to get Bullhouse swinging, 1-2. Stevie, a big arm, of course, is the catcher when he's not on the mound. Maryland commit. And a Unionville senior, 1-2. Swing and a miss from Bullhouse. McCluskey applies the tag. And that is out number 2. So a pair of strikeouts here for Thomas to begin the 4th. And here's Schindler, who grounded out his last at-bat.
Unionville defense ain't taking any chances. They're playing back. The corner infielders out towards the outfield grass.
That one outside, ball 1. Maybe a little bit of a power-on-power threat here with Schindler.
That's the kind of hitter a fastball is susceptible to, as you can see there.
That ball is rocked into left field and will clear everything, fence and all. It is a solo home run for Bailey Schindler. We just talked about the power-on-power matchup. Well, how do you beat the shift? Well, you hit it over everybody. And Kennett's on the board here, 6-1.
Yeah, I'll tell you, power on power. I mean, obviously, the faster the pitch, the further you can hit it. And Schindler with this type of power bat didn't miss that pitch. A fastball right down the middle. Got just enough under that one to send an absolute laser over the left field wall. Not sure where that landed. That may have landed into somebody's backyard, considering the houses we see just beyond the left field wall.
Well, that one went above not only the fence, the netting, but probably the tree as well. In left field, first pitch to Matt Lee is a ball.
Just a shout out to those who are living in that house beyond the left field wall. Congratulations, you got a free baseball.
Little souvenir there from Bailey Schindler.
Didn't even have to do anything to get it. Didn't even have to show up.
It is 2-0 on Matt Lee.
You know, this is actually the first game I feel like we actually have a crowd. You can see some people just beyond the left center field wall, across the center field wall, around the yellow barrier. And of course, the sidelines are absolutely packed with fans of Kennett parents and friends here to see this action-packed game tonight.
2-1 is outside, 3-1. Well, it is senior night. So The Kennett players with their families, of course, and I will agree with you, Will. This is easily the most fans that we've had. Looks like wherever you look, there's plenty of people out here tonight supporting their team. That one drills Lee. Thomas crouches down. He knows that one hurt, especially with the velocity that he is capable of throwing. Lee will take first base, and Stevie just coming a little untied here. A home run, now a hit batter.
Yeah, he's definitely still feeling that. Like most players we've seen that were hit by pitches, I mean, they came off like breaking balls or slower fastballs, not too much on them. Stevie, though, he's a rocket firer, and he unleashed a heavy fastball, and it's just a little unlucky. Hit him right square on the back. Like, obviously, you're going to feel something after that. That's a hard pitch. And he took that. I'm actually surprised he's still on first.
Well, the trainer is out to take a look at Matt Lee. We wish the best for him.
Holding on to his left shoulder, it looks like, which is around where the pitch got him. Fits out to the left shoulder, left side of the back.
Just to update you, bottom of the fourth here with 2 outs. Kennett at the plate here. It's 6-1 Longhorns. Kennett just coming off of a home run by Bailey Schindler that got their scoring started. But in an injury timeout here, we will step aside. We resume play. Matt Lee will stay at first base. We hope he's okay. Looks like he'll be all right enough to finish this one. So he's on first base. Logan Sorosi will dig in here.
There's Sean Reganey, Jack Reganey, and Grant Hyman had a little imaginary catch in the time that we had a stoppage there.
So you got to keep your feet moving at all times.
Right.
First pitch to Sorosi. Foul back. Strike one.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Give me one. Give me one. Give me one, Steve. Go. Steven. Let's go, big boy.
Next one coming to Sorosi in the dirt. McCluskey able to knock it down enough to hold Lee at first. Again, that is an injured runner over there at first. The 1-1 in the dirt ball, too.
Let's go, Steve. Go. Let's go, baby. Fight back now. Fight back now. Big Steve.
A little fatigue starting to set in for Stevie here, obviously in his 4th inning of work. Starting to throw more pitches, losing a little bit of his location that he had early on.
Well, he was rolling to begin this inning, got a pair of strikeouts, then allowed the home run, then hit a batter. And now he's in the hole here against Sorosi.
I mean, nothing too much to worry about. You got a 5-run lead. You know you still have your stuff.
Hold strike. 2-2. And Stevie can get out of this inning here, only allowing the 1 run. Just 1 more pitch. 2-2 coming. Got him looking. Freezes Sorosi for strike 3 called on the breaking ball. Thomas allows 1 hit. That was the home run. It's 6-1 Longhorns. We head to the 5th.
Testing? Huh?
Top of the 5th here at Kennett High School. Scott Hansen will get things started. Scott struck out in his last at-bat. Corey Burns, who took over for Tim Pratt's last inning, will begin his first full inning of work here in the 5th. Burns did allow a triple. That scored a run. Not to his name. Nonetheless, it got Unionville another one. Here is Scott Hansen. 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. And that's a strike at the knees, 0-1. One from Burns, big breaking ball. That's strike 2. Burns up in the count here, 0-2. Outside, ball one, good eye from Hansen. He takes outside.
Guess you could say there is a bit of a wider strike zone today. Obviously, some of the pitches that may look to be a bit outside being called strikes today. Nothing too much, it's just a personal umpire decision.
1-2, Hansen down swinging a little off balance for out number 1.
Little, he did a full pirouette. 360.
360 indeed. So Hansen down on strikes. Here is Kieran Daly. That was some Vince Carter 0-1 action. Absolutely. Just no rim that time.
Missed the jam.
Daly punches out one to third, past the diving Schindler and into left field. A single for Tiernan Daly with the 1 out. Now Sean Regany. Sean 1 for 2, a fly out and an infield single. He also had a great play in left field. Daly back. Check over from Burns. First one to Regany, that's a strike. 0-1. Well, you mentioned earlier that Sean has jumped around the batting order. What do you think of him hitting 7th tonight?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting spot for him because, you usually see this kind of bat in the bottom of the lineup, but of course with Grant Hyman manning that spot, because he's proven to be effective there too, Regany having to shift down. Personally, I don't have too much against it. If you could produce, it really doesn't matter too much of where you're placed. As long as you can place your talents in spots where you can create some offense, which we have. We've scored 6 runs today. I guess it's just a good position for Regany to start to bounce back a little bit. He has been a bit cold. This would be a good game to get himself back up and going.
That one outside. Count is 1-2 on him. Well, we've seen him at the top, middle, and bottom of the order.
Guess it's been a bit of Swiss Army knife for the Unionville lineup lately.
As well as in the field, he can play catcher as well as the corner outfield spots. Ground ball, that's foul. Regany got a piece. Remains 1-2. Once again, Tiernan Daly stands on first. He's singled. It is 6-1 Longhorns here in the 5th. 1 down. And a 1-2 on Sean Regany, the starting left fielder tonight. Ground ball and a base hit through the left side. So just like Daly, sneaks one into left field on the ground. Back-to-back singles off of Burns. Puts a pair on for McCluskey. And what you mentioned, maybe just trying to get his bat going, that's a great sign.
Yeah, definitely. It's that same contact that he was able to build on during his hot streak, especially when he had to come in a bigger spot in the lineup than the 2-hole when Stevie was out. Coming in with those nice contact types of hits, focusing on just getting pure contact. And, of course, that was just a ground ball up the middle. Good contact. Got him aboard. That's all you can ask for.
That was the second hit for Regany in the game. First pitch to McCluskey was upstairs.
McCluskey definitely looking to get his back going, too. Obviously showed some promise against Haverford. Wasn't able to come up with much of anything. Did have a hit in a preseason game, hoping to build off that.
It's 2-0 on him. And now a visit here for Burns. A lot of pitching mound visits here for Kennett today.
Yeah,
A lot of pitches.
A lot of wild pitches. A lot of pitches that are just out of the zone. Catcher has to stretch, jump, or go behind where he usually is to go get some of the pitches being thrown. It was a big problem for Kratz. It's now kind of hitting Burns a little bit over here.
Well, the Kennett pitching staff, Kratz and now Burns, combined have given up 6 runs. They trail by 5 here in the 5th. The count is 2-0 on Matt McCluskey.
Kratz is responsible for all 6 Unionville runs, although I think that may change considering that McCluskey will definitely look to add some more here.
He's got 2 out there waiting for him. Swing and a miss there from Matt. 2-1.
Changeup sunk a little bit below his bat. Swung a bit high from about his shoulder to about the tip of his helmet, where the ball sunk well below his shoulder to about his chest.
Daly dancing off second. That one's upstairs. 3-1. McCluskey already has a walk in this game. Could get another with the 3-1 count.
Burns doesn't seem too concerned with Daly on second base. He just wants to get McCluskey out. He's already got 1 out. Could put him in a position to get more.
Daly takes off. It won't matter. And the ball gets into left field. Wild throw, and Daly will score standing up. Some more throwing errors from the Kennett infield, and it is now 7-1.
See some frustration for the catcher through his mask all the way out to about the pitch, to about the stretch in the pitcher's mound.
We believe that's Nick Patterson.
Yeah, it's been certainly a rough day for him back there. He's missed on several throws, and that time he made a good one, but Schindler at third couldn't handle it, so a run scores.
McCluskey fouls it back, remains 3-2. On that play, Sean Rigney also moved up to second.
And it is a shame for Patterson because that was a beautiful throw. Right into square to third baseman's glove. Yes, Daly's speed made it a little late, but still a beautiful throw. Obviously, the third baseman just unable to handle it, got by him to the outfield. Definitely been a frustrating day for Patterson behind the plate thus far.
Big breaking ball called, strike 3. McCluskey is locked up on that one, and that is out number 2.
Tough changeup just on the inside part of the plate. Of course, McCluskey thought that would have gone a bit inside. It stayed right on that corner spot.
Now Grant Hindman, first pitch swinging, deep left field, and seats for Grant Hindman. The number 9 man has gone deep for Unionville, and the bench erupts. Contact hitter no more as he finds the seats here against Kennett. It is 8-1 Longhorns.
You know, of all the Longhorns I thought would have gone long this year, I did not expect Grant Hyman to be one of them. Well, my goodness, he had a good fly ball even though it was caught earlier in the game. And my goodness, he took that pitch, got just enough under it, and absolutely smoked it out. Over 300 feet over the left center field wall, just beyond that area with the yellow top and without the netting. Absolutely crushed it right there.
Well, they mobbed him at home plate. What a moment for Grant Hindman as Jack Regany takes the ball with still 2 outs here. Base is empty, and, you know, Grant was a guy who got little playing time early on, was used mainly as just a courtesy runner, and he has made himself a mainstay in this Unionville lineup as there's a strike.
Indeed he has, and I mean, I've talked a lot of high praise about him. I love his hitting ability, I love his speed, but I never really saw his power, but my goodness, he's showing his power today.
Now Jack gets into one. That one not as far, and that's out number 3. Side is retired. A correction, it's 9-1 Longhorns after Grant Hindman's 2-run home run. They get 3 in the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the fifth here at Kennett High School. A pitching change for the Longhorns. Nick Deal, the big lefty, comes in on the mound here. Stevie Thomas will go behind the plate. Moving from the plate to left field is Matt McCluskey, and then Sean Regany will exit. What an inning. Last one was for Unionville. A 2-run home run by Grant Hyman adds them up 9-1 after a 3-run frame in the top half of the fifth.
Unionville's got momentum and energy, and when you have momentum and energy, you just keep this dugout rallying. You'll constantly hear them yell and scream and cheer for their team. Obviously, players will continue to do things. I expect to see more surprises heading into this game. Of course, Nick Deal definitely trying to be one of those guys to ride on that momentum.
He fires outside to Mac Larkin.
Had a bit of a rough outing against Oxford his last time on the mound. And I mean, it wasn't really his fault. He only gave up a couple of earned runs. Some struggles with defense, the rain, some fatigue.
Looks like Deal has to take off his chain. That's not the first time Deal's gotten caught with some jewelry.
Drew Alcala was caught with the chain earlier this year.
That's a king right there.
It's the change. You gotta not only look cool, but show that you can take the weight, take the pressure.
Brawley helps him out there, taking it off. Well, you mentioned the Oxford start. That was Unionville's last loss in their last handful of games. They've won 6 of 7, on their way to 7 of 8. That went upstairs to Larkin.
Yeah, so I don't think Deal has too much to worry about here. Definitely try to recollect your stuff. You have a good fastball. Just being able to understand how you can throw that pitch more efficiently. Maybe not take too many breaks in between your pitches. Not too long breaks, I'd say. In between your pitches.
That was a strike there, and now Larkin takes ball 4 upstairs. So Deal walks the first batter he faces. And here is Lillis with nobody out and a runner on first. It'll be a lefty-lefty here. Matchup should favor Unionville. First pitch outside. So Deal has thrown 1 strike so far. Struggling to find the zone just a little bit here. Next one to Lillis outside, ball 2. 2-0 outside, now 3-0. And a throw over. You can see over there at first base, we forgot to mention J.J. Williams has come in for Bachelari at first.
It's definitely the second half first baseman for the team this season.
There's a strike, 3-1 now to Lillis.
Go right back to that pitch, Nick. So far, you're just trying to recollect that pitch at that same spot.
3-1, ball for Lillis takes his base. So back-to-back 5-pitch walks for Nick Deal. 2 on with nobody out for Kennett. Here comes Burns, who took over on the mound and allowed those 3 runs, including the home run, when he was pitching. Steps in here at the plate, and that one's off the glove of Thomas. Runners take off. Stevie's not going to have a play. So both move up 90 feet. Now runners on second and third with nobody out. There's the strike. 1-1 on Burns.
Deal not necessarily have the best low location, not throwing a lot of pitches at the knees or say.
Nice breaking ball there. Looked like a slider. 1-2 on Burns.
See if he can get his fastball going right here.
1-2 pitch. Pretty well hit right center field. Regany on the run, and Jack makes a sliding catch. Larkin will tag and will score standing up. Throw goes in the third. Beautiful catch from Jack Regany, as both Regany brothers are putting on quite the fielding display in the outfield tonight. That's out number 1, as Burns plates Larkin with the sac fly. It is 9-2. And here's Nick Patterson. Lillis remains on second. First pitch. There's a strike. 0-1.
Went back to that slider-like pitch there. It's a pitch that he seems to have some accuracy on.
Next one, swing and a miss. Foul tip held on to by Thomas.
Looked like a slider, but it was definitely a different pitch than the first one. Had some good movement there. Nice sink.
That one upstairs. Next one coming to Patterson. Ground ball. Daly makes the play over to Williams for out number 2. Lillis up to third.
Good thing Daly was able to field that cleanly. He looked like his glove was moving a little bit awkwardly. His arm moved a bit awkwardly. He was trying to run and get in front of that ball to make a clean fielding play. But thankfully, he was able to squeeze the ball securely, making sure the ball didn't go loose. And, of course, from there, it was just an easy throw.
Now Edmonds, who takes inside ball 1. Edmonds will hit here with 2 outs and a runner on third. Trying to add to the 1 run Kennett has already gotten here in the 5th. Next one upstairs from Deal, 2-0.
I mean, at this point, if you're Kennett, you just take any momentum you can get. Like, you may not have too much of a shot at winning here, but you got a shot of gaining some momentum and making some good moves, taking some good lessons to learn in the next game.
Edmonds has seen 3 out of the zone now.
If I'm Deal, I go to that slider that's been working so well.
Goes fastball and walks Edmonds. Third walk of the inning for Deal. And here's Bullhouse with runners on the corners and 2 down. Lefty on lefty again. Breaking ball finds the corner. Strike 1. Next one coming. Swing and miss from Bullhouse. 0-2. Deal working from the stretch here. And a chance to escape the inning, only giving up 1. And the pitch upstairs. Ball 1.
Deal definitely seems to work better in the stretch, having that kind of like sideways set instead of having to face the front and twist to the side.
Throw over. They got him leaning, and somehow Edmonds gets back with the dive. He took 1 step in the wrong direction and still got his hand in. A near pickoff for Deal. And now time is called. So Edmonds is safe at first. Runner still in the corners here with 2 outs. And a 1-2 coming to Ben Bullhouse.
Shake it up and go to that slider. It's worked for you all inning. It's a good throw, pitch to throw with 2 strikes here.
Outside, ball 2. Two coming. That's just outside. Now full count. Edmonds should be off and moving here. With a full count, 2 outs. There he goes, and that's ball 4. So Deal loses him after being up in the count 1 and 2, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Bailey Schindler, who was coming off of a home run. So Bailey Schindler hit probably the farthest ball we've seen hit this year in his last at-bat as a solo home run. That one's inside.
I remember that shot he hit back in the 4th inning. Absolute rocket. Right off the bat, straight into the trees.
That's a ball as well. So 2-0 as Deal continues to struggle in throwing strikes.
Yeah, he's definitely not fresh. Definitely trying to work off some of the rust.
That ball is way up there, not very deep. Everybody over for Unionville. Who's got it? It's Jack Regany with the hat off to end the 5th. Kennett does get a run. They leave the bases full. It's 9-2. Longhorns. We head to the 6th. Top 6 here at Kennett High School. Corey Burns remains out on the mound. He gave up 3 runs his last inning of work. 2 coming off of Grant Hindman's first home run of the year. Here is Sean Matson to get things started in the 6th. Longhorns up 9-2. Breaking ball skips in, ball 1.
The sun begins to set here. The effect of the light's really starting to show. Really feel like a nice classical nighttime baseball game. Joy is in the air.
That's outside ball 2, and to make things even sweeter, the Longhorns are up 9-2 and spoiling Kennett senior night.
Indeed they are, and of course the Longhorns are definitely enjoying every moment of it. You can hear it just to my right. They're going absolutely crazy over here right now. It's a beautiful thing to hear. It's a beautiful thing to witness.
Absolutely. The 2-0 to Matson, big swing. And that one gets into second base and eats him up. It'll be an error on Matt Lee, who is dealing with an injury. Couldn't come up with that one cleanly. Matson is aboard on the error, and that makes way for Stevie Thomas.
That's a tough ball. It's hardly hit. And he just put his glove in the wrong spot. I mean, it just bounced off the edge of his glove. He had it cleanly. Glove was on the ground. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, Sean just hits everything hard, so when it goes to you, it's just always going to be tough to swallow and get it to first. And obviously Sean moves well, so that's just a really tough play.
Speaking of his legs, he might be taking off here. Has a couple stolen bases already. Stevie, a couple of hits in this one, as well as an RBI. He has a double, a single, and a triple. So if Stevie does go deep here, we will have our first cycle. But first, a check over on Matson. First one coming, that's a strike, 0-1.
Stevie's still in search of his first home run of the year. Obviously, he got some really short walls. We already saw Grant Hyman hit one today. I think maybe we could see Stevie hit one as well.
Check over on Matson again. Well, Stevie's hit 4 triples, all of which have pretty much hit the fence. So he's come close several times.
He's going to get there. He's going to get there at some point. I guarantee it.
We hope so. That one inside nearly hit him. 2-0. Excuse me, 1-1.
Till then, you just got to appreciate his contact prowess. I mean, with that kind of power, you don't have to worry too much about where you place the ball. You just got to hit it. Wherever he hits it, it creates trouble for the defense.
That's a ball down low. Burns fires one in the dirt. 2-1. 2-1, that's a strike. 2-2 on Thomas. Another throw over on Madsen. That one upstairs. Stevie having to duck out of the way. Full count on Thomas. Once again, it is 9-2 Longhorns here in the 6th inning. Madsen on first. He reached on an error, you can call it, and that one skips in ball 4. So Stevie walks. Back-to-back base runners aboard here for the Longhorns, and Nick Deal will get his first plate appearance. Brawley will take over for Stevie at first, with Deal coming up for his first at-bat.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there. Stevie said, I can run for myself. See these triples lately?
First pitch coming to Deal. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. And Deal steps out. Deal has seen his average dip as of late. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1 from Burns.
Deal hasn't had a lot of chances to hit over the past couple of games, partly due to his average and just, getting prepared for some of his pitching duties. It's good to see him get an opportunity out here. I mean, hey, you got momentum against a team that you're beating badly. Get something going here. This is your chance to bring that average back up.
Breaking ball finds his zone from Burns. So it's 1-2 on Deal. One, two, swing and a miss. Deal strikes out swinging. That's out number 1. And here comes Hansen, who has a pair of strikeouts himself. Scott 0 for 3 in the game. But a chance to make up for it here with 2 on and 1 out. Madsen is on second. Levi Brawley on first. First pitch, that's outside. A 1-0 swing and a miss from Hansen.
Hansen having a bit of a difficult time staying on balance with some of his swings. Obviously, struck out a couple of times today on some nasty pitches. Needs to be a bit more collected if he wants to get on here.
Maybe just a little bit too aggressive. Madsen takes off for third. No throw from Patterson. That was a ball as well. It's 2-1 on Hansen. The double steal works to perfection that time as Madsen takes third. Brawley takes second.
Worked so well that Brawley just had to jog. He didn't even have to hustle. Create some conflict there with the 2 runners.
That's in the dirt. Gets away from Patterson. But a lucky bounce back to him. Holds Madsen at third. 3-1 on Hansen.
All right, if I'm Hansen here, I have to prepare at the least. Prepare for a pitch that's going to come inside the zone. I got to keep my feet square. I got to keep my right foot driven in the ground. And if a pitch does come, I got to be able to make a good swing here.
Breaking ball right at the knees. That's a strike. So he does find his own close pitch there.
Yeah,
3-2, sorry, Will.
Yeah, close pitch, good location. Went on the outside corner there. High and sinking, a pitch that you wouldn't expect to land in the zone, which is why Hansen took there. Obviously, good location. That's what you want to do if you're Kennett here.
Way up there in the left field. Should be playable. Catch is made. Here comes Madsen to tag. He will score easily. Standing up. And Unionville have plated double digits here against their rivals. It is 10-2 on the sac fly by Hansen.
Hansen made good contact there. Yeah, sure, it's an out. But listen, you get a ball deep enough in the outfield with a runner on third, you're going to get the runner home. And you continue to produce offense. Produce it in small bits, 1 run at a time. That's how you can really build leads. It's how you can keep yourself in the games. Yes, it's a blowout, so it may not show much now, but when it comes to the closer games, it's going to prove a really useful attribute for any team moving forward.
Absolutely. Right now, that helps Nick deal out a little bit more. Tiernan Daly at the plate. Took outside for ball one. Brawley remains at second here with 2 outs now. Big breaking ball is a strike as Burns finds the zone.
Good pitch by Burns there. Went to a seeking kind of change-up, landed right at the knees. Daly wasn't expecting it to stay as high as his knees.
Another breaking ball. Same pitch, same spot, and same result. 1-2 now on Tiernan.
I don't think he goes back to that pitch again. I think he goes fastball a bit inside here. Trying to finish off Daly with the tough one right here.
We'll see. He does speed him up. Pretty good pitch call there, Will. It's fouled back, though, by Tiernan. Still 1-2.
Yeah, he did exactly as I said, an inside fastball, although Daly, a guy who's proven able to battle off tons of pitches, being able to get a nice piece of contact there, keep himself alive. That's really all he can ask for with these types of pitches, and hopefully find something that you can rip into the outfield for a base hit.
Tiernan trying to get home the 11th run. That's a swing and a miss. That won't get it done. It's a strikeout for Daly. The sac fly does get Unionville their 10th run. It is 10-2 Longhorns.
Welcome back to Unionville Baseball, and for the first time in 3 games, a game for Unionville has lasted 2 hours. It's going to last more than 2 hours, so yeah.
Yeah, we're just looking at the clock here. Well, I was wondering if 2 hours was long. It's really not, but it feels like the last couple games have been really just an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, definitely super short past couple times. Finally some offense here, particularly from Unionville's side, but still, offense is offense.
That was ball 1 to Matt Lee. That one's ball 2 to Matt Lee. There's a strike, 2-1.
Got a guy behind us with the camera with his phone. Mr. Thomas just saying, hey, you stealing signs over there?
Yeah. That's 3-1 upstairs to Matt Lee. Well, I gotta say, well, we're all laughing over here. We're on Mr. Thomas's side.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's strike 2 to Matt Lee. Three-two. Strike 3 called. Lee down looking. Deal gets a punch out here to begin the 6th. 1 out.
Yeah, good to see Deal definitely calmer than he was last inning. He knows his offense has got his back now. He feels assured that he can't do much to screw this up. Just get comfortable with your pitches. Feel good with what you're throwing. Thinking back to what he did against Sun Valley with that kind of style. That game he had 10 strikeouts. Get back to that side of a similar field.
He missed here to Sorosi, and now swing and a miss. There's a strike. I think Nick Evans is done, ladies and gentlemen. The laughter's getting to him. There's a swing and a miss by Sorosi, 1-2. Just to update you, we do have a crowd of Kennett students behind us who have been trash talking, but Mr. Thomas, our very own, has come to the rescue there. Called strike 3 on Sorosi. Back-to-back K's looking by Kennett, and there are 2 outs.
Yeah, our job, I think, with this all year has been to sort of make the viewers feel like they're here, right? That's kind of the basis of this whole thing. Obviously, there are people who can't be here this year, people who, you know, are in other places and just can't make it to the games. And our job, I think, is to make them feel like they're here supporting the Longhorns. But there's nothing we can do to make you feel like you're here tonight. This is amazing.
Mac Larkin lines one to Tiernan Daly to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning by Deal. We head to the seventh. It remains 10-2.
And if you excuse us, we shall go investigate some of the issues with this alleged steal signing. Sign stealing.
Top seven here at Kennett High School. Longhorns up 8. As we begin the last frame, Bailey Schindler takes over on the mound. First pitch sails above J.J. Williams' head. First at bat for J.J. He took over in the field for Bachelari at first. Getting his first cuts at the plate. And the first one missed high, so does that one. 2-0.
Definitely noticing one thing here about this pitcher. He's got some velocity, not too much control, throwing it high and inside a lot of the time. Awkward release.
That one high as well, so Schindler struggling to lower those. It's 3-0 on Williams.
Yeah, Bailey had some trouble in the last game we faced him, but he's got good stuff, so.
Yeah, great velocity from the right-hander. He misses on ball 4 there. So Williams takes his base, and here comes Connor Brooks. A late introduction for him, first at bat. Connor did not get the start today.
I think Unionville might bring out more of their bench players here later in the game with this kind of lead. When you're comfortable here, you want to get some guys some playing time.
Schindler from the stretch there misses. It does seem like every time Unionville blows teams out, they try to empty out the bench, get everybody some playing time. There's a strike from Schindler, 1-1.
Brooks has showed some promise at the plate this season. Had a couple of good hits throughout some of the games he's played in. Even had a couple of starts at left field.
They got Williams leading, and he is safe. Well, that's not the first time a base runner has looked pretty much dead in the water, but has been called safe there. Kennett got one to go their way the first time, and Williams may have caught a break there.
Yeah, that looked like it probably was going to go Kennett's way to my eye.
Well, the Kennett coach is going to argue. I mean, at the end of the day, Kennett got one of those calls as well, so if anything, we're even.
Right.
That's J.J. Williams over at first base.
JJ was
Yeah,
looking to
last
get
couple of
back. He
games
lost his
we've been out
balance.
of here, pretty quick, only about an hour and a half. But tonight we're back into normal length, and I'm fine with it.
That's what me and Will were talking about. We are creeping up on the 2.5-hour mark for this one. 8:52 is the current time. Pitch there to Brooks, swing and a miss. And that's strike 2 on Connor.
Everything's starting to settle down here at the 7th innings, nearing the end of a blowout game. Obviously just trying to see what other guys can do here. This is really just some learning moment, those learning curves here.
Shot to right field, and Connor Brooks might have extra bases here as that one will rattle around in the corner. Williams will stop at third. It's a double for Brooks, and now the ball gets away for the moment. No advance, but it's a double for Connor Brooks to the right side to put runners on second and third for the man who homered his last time up, Grant Hyman.
Yeah, that's a really great two-strike approach by Connor. Just focused on getting the bat on the ball. Doesn't matter where you go with it. He goes the other way with it, gets extra bases. Really, really nice piece of hitting by Brooks.
Hyman homered his last time, as I just said. It was a 2-run shot. There's a ball outside from Schindler. One of 2 home runs in this game. The other was by the man pitching, Bailey Schindler. A 1-0. There's a strike to Hyman, 1-1.
Hyman came up with this little quote after the home run. Born in the dirt, raised in concrete, and I think it definitely shows here. Started out with the dirt, grounding balls in the dirt, and then goes all the way to the concrete. See, nearly does so again.
One and 2 on Hyman after the foul ball. And Grant just pokes it right up to Matt Lee at second. So that's an out.
Yeah, Grant also came up to us in between innings. He mentioned he got his COVID shot today, so that may have induced a little bit of power in those arms.
Yeah, not feeling sore at all. I got mine yesterday. The left arm's feeling a little numb, but Grant showed it certainly does not affect him. That's why I hold the mic with my right arm. There's a strike to Jack Regany, 0-1.
First or second shot?
That was my first.
Which one did you get?
The Pfizer, with it being available now for 12 to 15-year-olds.
Oh, nice.
Got it nice and early, yep. 0-1 to Regany. Check swing right out to first base. That's out number 2. So back-to-back infield shots there by Unionville to hold the runners at second and third here. And here's Matson.
Yeah, Jack got caught in between on that swing. Couldn't decide if he wanted to really go or not, but by the time he could, he had already made contact with the ball, and it was just line out right to the first baseman.
Schindler 1 out away from getting out of this and holding Unionville at 10. That one's a strike.
So this is the closing act for the Unionville offense. They're down to their last out. Trying to make some more noise, get some more momentum, see what some of these guys can do. Sean still looking at to his already impressive senior year resume.
That's a strike to Matson, 0-2. And that one's upstairs. Good eye from Matson.
So good to see Matt's having a great day today after a complete game shutout. He's reached base his first 4 times.
That ball's crushed into deep right center field. And that will find the fence just short of a home run. 2 runs will score easily. Matson's on his way to third. He's going to get there standing. It's a 2-run triple for Sean Matson. And Unionville now leads by double digits. It's 12-2. Longhorns.
Last time we had a game with this much offense for the Longhorns, we got to go back to that game against Great Valley where we scored 16. I mean, Unionville definitely has that potential to really unlock things in offense, and they finally do so again tonight.
That ball, Al, like we kind of always talk about, is out in a lot of ballparks. 400 out there to dead center, as Will mentioned. That's where Matson went with it from the left side. And that ball was deep. That was hit well. That one's, he's touching home right now and in a lot of other places. That ball was smoked.
That's a strike to Stevie Thomas, 0-2 to him. And it seems like, well, to your point, that Unionville seems to played all their runs on the road as well. A lot of big numbers when they're away from home. That one skips in.
Yeah, I mean, being able to stage your ground and dominate on the road is a huge asset to have. When you're on the road, you don't feel as close to home. Things are unfamiliar. Sometimes you may have fans pushing against you. That hasn't been too prevalent since COVID hit. Of course, it has been a little more prevalent today, but nonetheless, Unionville getting the job done.
Now Stevie gets into one to left, and it's caught out there on a slide to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Kennett. They're down 10. It's 12-2 Longhorns. Sean Wright will lead things off here in the 7th inning against Nick Deal, who looks to finish off a blowout win for the Longhorns. First pitch is a strike there from Deal, 0-1. To update you, it is 12-2 Longhorns here in the bottom of the 7th. Get it down to their last 3 outs. That's a strike, swing and a miss.
Yeah, low pressure situation for Deal. Just, 10-run lead. Just make a few pitches, get some outs. Let's go home.
Swing and miss, got him on 3. Right down swinging.
May not notice this much, but this really looks like the game he pitched against Sun Valley. Having control of his fastball and changeup, being able to strike out hitters with ease. If you remember against Sun Valley, he had 10. I believe he already has 3.
Big breaking ball here to Corey Burns. And that one's outside. Unionville has emptied their bench. Matson and Stevie Thomas are really, as well as Jack Regany, are really the only starters still in there. It's ball 3.
Yeah, you got Connor Brooks out in left, Max Pellegrino in right, and Carter Parisi in second, and Drew Delcolo at third, the newest entries for the Longhorns.
Call it strike. Nice frame there from Thomas, 3-1.
Something Thomas has been able to do all season. It's a tricky skill.
That's why he's one of the better catchers in the Chessmont. That one's downstairs, so Burns will walk to put a one-out base runner on for Kennett. And I guess we'll bring the conversation to you, Nick. There are a lot of guys you can give player of the game to, but is there any in particular that stands out?
It's tough today. I'd probably, if I had to, go Stevie. He made the start. He had a really great day at the plate, 3 hits, had the triple. Obviously now he's back behind the plate doing what he does. But Grant, I mean that was big. That just broke this thing open. That just erased any hope that Kennett had. And yeah, great all-around team win. The scoreboard tells the story, really.
That's a ball to Nick Patterson, 1-1.
I definitely have to agree with you, Nick. I mean, yeah, Sean Matson had a great game. He had 2 hits, reached base 4 times today. And Hyman with the home run. That was clutch as well.
Way back by Patterson. Regany going back at the wall, and he has it right up against the fence for out number 2. So Patterson with the long fly out. Not the first time that Regany has tracked one of his down, and that is out number 2. Kennett down to their last one.
Get that maybe a split second earlier, and that would have gone to the trees out in left field.
Absolutely. Would have maybe gone farther than Bailey Schindler's.
Definitely, I would say. I mean, that was a well-hit ball.
Yeah, honestly, that one might have been around the distance that Matson's went, but thankfully we have a better center fielder.
Absolutely. Jack Regany, one of the best fielders you will see in center field. There's a strike to Edmonds as Deal looks to get this last out. And hold on to this 10-run lead. Poked out in the right. That's going to get down in front of Pellegrino. Burns will hold at second. It's a 2-out base hit for Edmonds. And here comes Bullhouse.
Good hustle by Pellegrino out and right, and a strong throw back into the infield. Good job keeping Burns on second there. It's those tiny things that can make all the difference. And of course, you may be thinking this doesn't matter. It's a 10-run ball game. Well, if you're playing baseball, and if you're prepping for a postseason run or trying to get some playing time later on, you got to treat every game like it's 0-0. Give it every bit of hustle you have, no matter what the score is. It's how you get better as a player, and it's how you show your team you care.
Bullhouse chops foul. I think that's a great point, Will. I mean, obviously, this is against their rivals, Kennett, but even though you're beating them up, you want to still have the right mindset, not get too ahead of yourselves.
Andy, feel relaxed that you're going to win the game, but still give it your best effort. Put your best foot forward.
Absolutely. That's a ball to Bullhouse, 1-1.
See some fans leaving, heading home, walking down the street.
It's not Kennett's day today. They are down 10 with 1 out remaining. That one just outside from Deal.
I think a guy who's especially treating it with the good mindset is Deal, pitching it like it's a scoreless game and just making sure all his pitches hit that mark like that one and really get those strikeouts he's so capable of getting.
Well, with that strike, Kennett is down to their last one. A 2-2 count on Ben Bullhouse. Nick Deal from the stretch, and it's outside. Pickoff attempt from Thomas, and Burns is back there safely. Stevie just trying to catch the base runners off guard a little bit.
It's a good move. Didn't have much of a shot to get him, but hey, listen, you can't get sloppy here. Even if it's a blowout, you can't get sloppy, especially not on Stevie.
Full count. Runners off and moving. Center field. Regany over, and that will drop in front of both him and Brooks. 1 run will score. Here comes Edmonds behind him. It's a 2-run single for Ben Bullhouse, a 2-run bloop single, that is, to make it 12-4. And now Bailey Schindler. Pickoff attempt goes into the crowd. Bullhouse will get to second. Some controversy here whether Bullhouse will be at second or third. So they're going to say Nick Deal stepped off before he made that pickoff attempt, that errant pickoff attempt. So Bullhouse will take third. Schindler swings and misses, 0-1.
Bit of a sloppy mistake by Deal. Obviously, though, just like in a regular game, you got to shake it off and get right back to the batter.
That one's upstairs to Schindler, and again, it's good that the Longhorns have quite the cushion, but those are the little things that you want to iron out while we wind down this regular season. The 1-1. Schindler on the ground, that's foul, and once again, Kennett down to their last strike. It's 1-2.
Unionville's next game is against Sun Valley, a team that hasn't fared too well in the regular season either. Of course, definitely break off some wrinkles here, finish that, and then go on the road against Garden Valley, a team out of conference. And finish the regular season strong here.
Carter Parisi at second will end the ball game. Deal closes it out. The Longhorns spoil Kennett's senior night here this Friday evening. The final score, the Longhorns 12, the Kennett Blue Demons 4. Stevie Thomas gets the win. Everybody seemed to contribute on this one, Will.
Absolutely. Great game all around for the Longhorns, but obviously we can only give one player the Player of the Day award. And as much as everyone performed well, the award has to go to Stevie. He pitched very well through 4 innings, only gave up 1 run, which was the home run by Schindler. And on the hitting end, he hit yet another triple, another single, couple RBIs today. He was great all around today. He definitely enjoyed himself all day, as we mentioned. Great win, especially for the Unionville seniors, being able to go to prom tomorrow night, telling the stories to maybe their dates or their friends they're hanging out with about this beautiful game under the bright lights here at Kennett and the great win they were able to experience.
Oh, absolutely. And Nick, the Longhorns are now 12-6. They are red hot. What needs to continue as they continue this hot streak?
Everything. Everything that happened today has to continue. They won 12-4. I'd argue it might have been even less competitive than that. This was just a really great all-around performance. You got multiple guys out there on the mound that pitch well. Obviously, everyone hit, and, this team's just heating up at the right time, and that's what you have to do in baseball.
Well, that'll do it for this Friday night. The Longhorns win at 12-4 over Kennett. For Will Cunningham and Nick Evans, I'm Alex Harkins. We'll see you Monday against Sun Valley.